Dear FHS Orchestra Program students, it's Mr. Liss, and today is Tuesday, May 12th, 2020. If you didn't realize, actually, today would have been our pop concert, our last concert of the school year. And of course, right before we switched into distance learning mode, we had this awesome conversation in both concert orchestra and orchestra classes where we talked about everything we were going to do, and you guys had just like the coolest ideas ever. Of course, those have to go on the back burner because we're online this whole, rest of the year, but that doesn't mean that we can go without our awards presentation. So this is a really important way to end the year. We take a moment to honor and recognize all the effort that you've all put in, because every one of you has put in so much effort this year, but especially those who have had particular accomplishments. We want to take this time to recognize and honor them. So I hope you enjoyed this awards presentation in online format, as everything we're doing right now is. We're going to start by looking back and just watching a short clip of one of my favorite moments of the year, which is the 8th grade collaborative concert with Coleridge and Thunder Valley. Here's a little bit of El Toro. So I really loved watching that and finding that video, because it's just inspiring for me to remember that, hey, things are going to go back to the way they were at some point, and we're going to be able to have concerts again, and we're going to be able to be there in person again. So what we're experiencing right now is not forever. So please remember that we're going to get back to it, and I can't wait for that day. In the meantime, we're going to start by recognizing our seniors. This is my second senior class that I've taught, in my time here at Frederick High School. And it's just always so hard to say goodbye to these amazing individuals who have made orchestra a really important part of their life here at Frederick High School. So seniors, I thank you for everything you've done for the orchestra program, for your dedication, for your commitment, for your time, and for your energy in your 4 years here. And I can't wait to hear about what you do in the future and to stay in touch with you and hear about your future endeavors. So this year's seniors: Aiden Thomas, Alyssa Fitzingo, Emily Guerrero, Haken Boyce, Lily Solorzano, and Oscar Kopf. So seniors, please stay in touch, and congratulations, and thank you for everything you've done here at Frederick. The next thing I want to take some time to recognize is the Schumann Concerto that we performed this year. So this is a group of many students from both band and orchestra who spent extra time supporting Bethany Parker, who played piano, if you remember, for the concert we had March 10th, just like 2 days before we switched to distance learning. So we got that concert in, which of course I'm really happy about. And these people that we're about to recognize spent a tremendous amount of time at the beginning of the second semester after school, in rehearsal, practicing their parts, staying after school. This was very challenging, professional level orchestral repertoire, unedited, unchanged, exactly as Robert Schumann wrote it, that these students were playing. Both Bethany and the orchestra and band students who were providing the orchestral accompaniment for it. So I'm incredibly proud of the work they put in to be able to achieve this performance. And I know that it pushed both them as students and me as their conductor and their director in all sorts of amazing ways. So these are Alyssa Fitzingo, Alyssa Morales, Charles Wattis, Courtney Alexander, Haley Colvels, Ian Scholdice, Jacob Noyes, Jocelyn Lyles, Julianne Jenks, Kyle Hansen, Lauren Fisk, Levi Friss, Lindsay Gebbs, Malia Palmer, Michaela Wallace, Molly Hervey, Sam Sandoval, Sarah Allred, Tessa Davis, and Tirza Pace. Next, we're going to honor and recognize those students who participated in our virtual solo and ensemble. I have been so amazed at the work that's been coming in from band, orchestra, choir, and some of my general music classes too, like piano, at students who have taken the time out and gone above and beyond to record themselves and still participate in solo and ensemble this year, even though it's happening online. So we're very excited and we're grateful to these students for going that extra mile during quarantine to still participate in this very special event. So these students are Alyssa Fitzingo, Bethany Parker, Jada DeJulio, Caitlin Ferguson, Cadence Anderson, Sarah Allred, and Tessa Davis. Next, we're going to recognize those students who performed in the regional qualifying round that got us into the State ASTA Festival. Now, as we know, the State ASTA Festival was canceled, and for me, that was a little heartbreaking, as I told you all. But what I was so impressed and inspired by, since I got to see you, concert orchestra students, and I got to tell you this in person the day before we switched to distance learning, I was so impressed that you all were like, yeah, it's really tough that this is canceled and we lose this opportunity, but we made it in. And you focused on the fact that, yeah, we made it in. And that is a tremendous accomplishment. You all worked so hard. You played beautifully. And for the very first time ever in Frederick High School orchestra history, we made it to the state festival. So that's an amazing accomplishment. Please be really, really proud of that. And because of that accomplishment, all students who participated in that qualifying round and performed that day are going to receive a fine arts letter, similar to how all students who play at the state championship in athletics will also receive a letter. So these students are Aiden Thomas, Alex Corral, Alyssa Fitzingo, Carmen Ruiz Bejarano, Emily Guerrero, Eric Mabbitt, Haken Boyce, Josh Kisser, Kylie Osler, Kyle Hansen, Lauren Fisk, Lindsay Gebbs, Molly Hervey, Oscar Koff, Ryan King, Tagger Woods, Tessa Davis, Tears Apace, Vicky Armendariz, and Yeseli Molina. Next, we will recognize those students who lettered from our string orchestra class. That's the new name for next year, string orchestra. So these students participated in a number of extra events above and beyond throughout the school year, and they also played some qualifying scales to be able to receive their fine arts letter. These students are Jada DeJulio and Caitlin Ferguson. And finally, for our lettering, we're going to recognize those students who lettered with distinction. So this is a special thing for this year. Because we made the State ASTA Festival, students who performed there and received the letter for that also had the opportunity to meet the regular requirements for lettering, and this is called lettering with distinction. So they went extra above and beyond, and we're going to recognize their special efforts this year. That is Bethany Parker, Brendan Nowak, Levi Friss, and Sarah Allred. Next, we'll recognize those students who made it into honor orchestras. So there's 3 big honor orchestra events that students could qualify for each year. These are the St. Vrain Valley School District Honor Orchestra, the high school level, the Combined League Honor Orchestra, which is a regional orchestra that encompasses a large part of northern Colorado, and then the Colorado All-State Orchestra, which is an extremely competitive and very difficult and very incredible event that we have. So those are the 3 events that students could qualify for. So we'll recognize, and I'll tell you a little bit about what each of them did this year. So we recognize Lauren Fisk for being accepted into the St. Vrain Valley District Honor Orchestra, Levi Friss for being accepted into and performing at the SVVSD Honor Orchestra, Sam Sandoval for being accepted into and performing at the SVVSD Honor Orchestra, Sarah Allred for being accepted into and performing at the SVVSD Honor Orchestra, Kyle Hansen for being accepted into and performing at the SVVSD Honor Orchestra and the Combined League Honor Orchestra, and Bethany Parker for being accepted into and performing at the SVVSD Honor Orchestra, the Combined League Honor Orchestra, the Colorado All-State Orchestra, and for the special honor of being awarded the Concert Master seat within the SVVSD Honor Orchestra. If you're not familiar, that means first chair, first violin. It is in the orchestra world just below conductor, so it's a very special accomplishment for Bethany, and also the first time in Frederick history that we have had a string student make the Colorado All-State Orchestra, so congrats, Bethany. And last but not least, the National School Orchestra Award. So this is a special award that's given to one student every year, just one. And I have the opportunity to present this in recognition of singular merit and outstanding contributions to the success of the school orchestra, for displaying an unusual degree of loyalty and cooperation, and for exemplifying that high standard of conduct that is the aim of the school instrumental program. So we have some amazing seniors this year. This award often goes to a senior, and there's been some incredible ones, but one student in particular stands out for her work this year. So this award is going to Emily Guerrero for her deep, deep dedication to the Frederick High School Orchestra Program and for all the work she's put in to get to her goal of becoming a school orchestra teacher. So Emily has the aspiration, the very noble and, if I may say so, wonderful aspiration to become a school orchestra and school music teacher. So that is what Emily is working to pursue in her undergraduate studies, is music education, a bachelor's in music education. And Emily this year was in both concert orchestra and string orchestra. She kind of served a little bit as like a student teacher or a TA for me in string orchestra. She got some time to conduct. She got some time to lead lessons. She got some time to lead sectionals. And she did all of it with just a very high level of enthusiasm and professionalism and deep reflection on her craft and where she's going as a future educator. She has all the qualities of a future educator that we need. She's reflective. She's super dedicated. She always wants to improve. She's always thinking about how she can improve. She also has played in the pit of all 4 years of her time at Frederick High School. She's been involved in the pit orchestra. This year she was also in small ensembles, which is a special class where we worked on modern band repertoire. Emily she's also in band and has been in symphonic and marching band the past 2 years, playing baritone in addition to playing cello. So Emily has been so deeply dedicated to the Frederick High School Orchestra and music program as a whole, and I could not be happier to present her this award. So Emily, this certificate is going to be mailed to you, and the trophy is currently being engraved, and I'm going to get both of those things to you as soon as is possible, given our current situation. So that is our awards presentation for the 2019-2020 school year for the Frederick High School Orchestra Program. I can't tell you how much I miss you all. I care about you. I cannot wait to see you in person again and to be able to make music with you all together again. But until that day, please stay healthy, stay safe, stay happy, and take care.